I'm Sarah Northwood, and I have a special guest today, dear friend of mine, Melanie Ciccarello, and she is sort of an expert on this topic because of her own experience. So today she's going to explain some things about gastric bypass and some of the complications and why she chose to have gastric bypass surgery. So Melanie, tell us why you decided on gastric bypass. What led up to that?
Sure. So I really fought it for a long time. I was first recommended to me when I herniated 2 discs and in my back, an orthopedist said to me, you really should consider it because I was not successful losing weight. And I was well over 250 pounds.
How long
So,
had you tried to lose weight and what did you try?
right. I've been on a diet since I was 7. That was the first official diet I went on. And yeah, I had just always tried to lose weight and had a problem with being overweight. And it increased as I got older, and certainly after I had children, it really magnified. What was a 30-pound problem became a 80-pound problem.
So, what were some of the things that you were fearing before you went and had the surgery? Um, what were there things about the surgery that worried you or concerned you?
Sure. I mean, they warn you, and I had the surgery called the Roux-en-Y, which is a rerouting of your whole digestive system from the stomach through the intestine. They bypass. First they lob off a piece of your stomach. They keep it in your body, but they create a tiny pouch that apparently is the size of my thumb, and they create an opening for that goes into the intestine, and they bypass in the intestine so that it's a pretty quick shoot right down out of your body. And there are intrinsically problems with that. The problem is that you have to really guard and protect your tiny, they call it a stoma. You have to guard it because if it gets ulcerated, which can happen easily, actually, with ibuprofen or things like that, which I'm not allowed to take, you will have problems. Of course, they make it that size so that you can only eat a teeny tiny bit.
Mm-hmm.
So it's creating control through physically changing your body.
Okay. And then what were some of the complications or the things that happened after you had it?
Right. So I had a lot of complications right away. My opening to my new stomach closed 3 times, and I was vomiting continuously my first few months after surgery. And I didn't even really lose a lot of weight that time. I think my body was in like shock. I did lose some weight, but it wasn't the usual. Um, and they had to go in with an upper endoscopy and pound it open. They did that 3 times. So it was a very unpleasant situation. Fast forward, it's now that happened in 2009, and now it's 2021. To this day, I still vomit because it's just small, the opening, and maybe there were strictures there too, scar tissue. So that still happens when I eat too fast or I eat dry things. Another complication is I've don't absorb calcium properly, vitamin B12 or iron,
Mm-hmm.
major important things. And I remember knowing that when I went into it. And you know what? I was desperate enough. I did it anyway. And I have been very anemic and under the care of a hematologist because of it.
Mm-hmm.
And I also have ongoing issues with vitamin D3. I get checked every 6 months. Um, and I lost teeth in the back of my mouth. Thank God, the back of my mouth. And it's because my calcium. Your body will take calcium from other places, and that's your bones, your teeth.
Okay, so why would you be willing to tell us all that?
Yeah, I'm telling that for one, really, if I had known and found what I found 3 years ago, I wouldn't have done this. I would have known there was actually another way that my body would be able to lose weight, that my mind could change and be open enough and able enough to do what I've been able to do, which is lose over 60 pounds and keep it off. And a lot of it too is the support. It's really a multi-prong approach, which is what we have in this transformation system.
So let me just stop you right there, because I think you're going to talk a lot more about that. And when will you be doing that? When can people?
Right. So I have been invited to share some of my story on February 24th, a Wednesday night at 8:30 p.m. Eastern time.
And you're going to be offering solutions that are not related to gastric bypass. Is that true?
That is true. Hands down true.
Yeah. Okay. I'm really looking forward to it. Thanks, Melanie, for giving us this time.
You're welcome.
Bye.